Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're doing a special tutorial all about how to use style locking. The idea was simple: how to get a consistent look across your project without needing to use storyboards. It's much easier than you think, and it doesn't limit the length of your videos. All you really need to do is set up a style lock. For instance, for an action scene, I create both a style lock and a movement lock for my character, then hand those directly over to Seedance. I have created a skill for this and will share it for free. Please watch the video because learning how it works is more important than just using it. For this project, we'll use Higgsfield, a rapidly growing multimodal AI tool. We're specifically leveraging its Cinema Studio feature for its extensive built-in presets and streamlined workflow, though you can apply these same techniques using other platforms. I am using Claude because it works a bit better for me, but I also shared the Gemini version, so you can use that one if you want. Let's start with something simple before we move on to the fighting mechanics, which follow a very similar process. First, we just call the skill and ask it to generate a horror story. It'll follow up with a few questions, and for this example, I'm just telling it to use its own recommendations. Once it drafts the story, it waits for my approval. After I give the green light, it gets to work planning the complete D&D campaign, outlining the story, characters, locations, and scenes, and again, pauses for your approval. Next, it establishes the map style and story registries. If everything looks good and no changes are needed, it locks those details in and moves on to the prompt generation section. Starting with the characters, it provides fully completed prompts, naming each character and location. Since different elements might require different artistic styles, take your time to review and configure all of them for the best possible result. I know the process feels slow, but this is the only workflow that functions correctly and delivers reliable results. From here, simply copy the prompt and insert your settings and placeholders. To optimize results and streamline reference replacement, use the exact character and location tags provided by the AI. I will demonstrate a few steps for generating images and scenes before moving directly to video generation, as the core workflow remains identical throughout. Okay, first things first. For animations, do not use AI Cast. AI Cast tends to always generate overly realistic, cinematic-style locations. Instead, we'll be using GPT Image. Okay, take a look at the first image generated by AI Cast. You can clearly see how poorly it turned out. In contrast, the second one nailed the exact right style, capturing the perfect facial expression and the correct wearings for the clothing. The prompts we're using are highly detailed, so you don't need to worry about faces or missing information. I've already added everything you need right inside the character sheet. Once it's generated, I use the name I copied from Claude to turn it into a dedicated element. This just makes it much easier to use and reference throughout the rest of the workflow. Inside the prompt markdown, you'll see that the character has two distinct styles, one of which is worn. To generate that worn version, we just use our existing character element. It's super straightforward. Simply copy the prompt, crop the asset ID and prompt name, and replace the placeholder. I've also updated the skill on my end, so in your version, you won't even need to clean up the prompts manually. They come completely ready to use. For these as well, I simply follow the exact same method. Copy the name from Claude or Gemini, and create the element directly from it. I won't cut out the next part. I'll just speed it up so you can see that I am doing the exact same thing for every step. I'm walking through this section just to show you that the entire process stays consistent throughout. All you need are two windows open side by side, one for your LLM and the other for Higgsfield or whichever platform you prefer. From there, it's just a matter of copying the prompt, adjusting your settings, and repeating the exact same steps for your locations, characters, and any derived variations. What makes this workflow special? It's the color palette and style lock. The AI gives you a color palette to use as a reference and locks the style for your characters and settings. It even includes those details directly inside the prompts it generates. Now that the assets are finished, if you're happy with the results, just send over your approval and the AI will move right on to generating the scenes. Sometimes it gives you a few different options, asking you to pick the visual direction for that specific scene. This happens quite often, especially if you feed the generated images or videos back into it. If it detects any flaws, it warns you immediately and suggests a few solutions to choose from. For this one, it just needed to know the camera angle, so I went with the recommended frontal shot. From there, the AI handled everything else, crafting the scene, generating the cinema studio settings, and providing the video generation prompts. In some cases, it will even send you custom handmade references to guide the shot. It really comes down to a choice. If you want high-quality output, you have to be patient and trust the workflow. So now we have all the prompts ready. Most of these prompts include a hero shot to serve as your starting frame. Simply copy the prompt and swap out the placeholders. The naming structure we set up earlier comes in super handy here. You just match the placeholder to the exact name without having to search around or get confused. Once that's plugged in, you're ready to generate the scene. Now that the scene is ready, I'm going to show this entire section uncut and fast-forwarded so you can see the whole process in action. Generating the video follows the exact same logic as creating our scenes and references. The only real difference is that Cinema Studio gives us extra controls like camera movement, character plates, tempo, and other fine-tuning settings. You can tweak these for even better results, but it's totally optional since we've already baked all those details directly into the prompt itself. From there, I just swap out the placeholders, set the duration, and we're ready to hit generate. It's truly that simple. There's no need to rush. Take your time and work through each scene step by step. While each scene might take a few minutes to process, trust me, this workflow delivers results that are well worth the effort. I also forgot to mention this earlier, but when you're using Seedance, you need to validate your input first. Simply click on Check Eligibility before you start replacing your placeholders. If you use Claude, just upload your clip. Claude will watch the video and update the prompt based on what it sees. For example, when I fed the output directly back into Claude, it pinpointed the issue immediately. Based on that feedback, it automatically adjusted the color palette and style, then generated an updated prompt for the next scene to ensure everything stayed visually consistent. If you're using a standard LLM, you can simply skip this step. From here on out, it's just the same routine. Copy the prompt, tweak your settings, and insert the placeholders. The video is already running a bit long, so I won't drag you through every single repetitive step. Let's take a look at the current scene, and right after that, we'll dive into 2 more complex examples using this exact workflow. For the last part, I made fight scene and story animation. Let's quickly review how they were built and watch the final results. This time, instead of feeding it a written story, I uploaded the video clip directly and asked it to generate something similar. That's all it took. It analyzed the footage, asked a few clarifying questions, and used my responses to build out the character sheet and narrative structure. Since this follows the exact same sequence we covered in our simpler example, and we've already spent plenty of time on it, I'm going to skip past these setup steps. I used the exact same method for generating character references and elements as I did for the locations, scenes, and final video. Everything follows the identical process we just walked through without any changes. Now, let's jump straight in and check out the final results. Accessing Higgsfield and Cinema Studio requires a subscription. Higgsfield provides multiple tiers to fit your workflow, featuring unlimited usage for specific models. That wraps up this tutorial. Thanks for watching.